Going to be making chicken nuggets today. We're going to use chicken breast, so you've got 100% chicken. We're going to be making up a delicious set of breadcrumbs, fry it up, beautiful. So we're going to start off to make the nuggets, really very simple. Now what we're going to do is to chop it up into chunky bits to make the size of the nugget you want, any size you like. Now there's two ways chopping it up. You can either use a knife like that, nice and sharp, do it on a chopping board, or otherwise you can use a nice sharp pair of scissors. Now I've got all my chicken breast all cut up into nice chunky bits. Now what I'm going to do is add a little bit of salt and pepper. Now what we want to do is season every stage of this. Right, so we put the pepper in there. Now with the hands, I just want to kind of give it, grab it and get a little bit more on there, all over. So we've got all the chicken done, so I'm just going to put that aside, and now we're going to work on the breadcrumbs. So I've got some breadcrumbs there. I've made these out of a bit of old dry bread, bit of tiger bread, bit of white bread. Now, again, we're going to season this with a little bit of salt, so I'm going to pop that in. And again, I'm going to put a little bit of sort of ground black pepper. Put a good pinch of salt and ground black pepper in there. Now what we're also going to do is to add in some herbs. Now I'm going to use these mixed herbs. It comes in a pot all ready to go. It's got thyme, sage, basil, parsley, all the usual ones. And we're going to use 1 heaped teaspoonful of that. Then we've got some ground ginger, about half a teaspoon of that one. And again we've got some mustard powder, half a teaspoon, and a good pinch of cayenne pepper. Probably just slightly less of that one, so maybe 1/3 of a teaspoon. So what we're going to do is mix those in next. Just going to pour those in, simple as that. Just move that around like that. Now before we start cooking, the final ingredients we're going to need is a couple of eggs. Again, I've beaten those up, so there's 2 eggs, and again put a little bit of salt and pepper on there. All helps, the seasoning all the way through. We've got a little bit of just plain flour there, normal flour. Again, salt and pepper. I mean, do all the salt and pepper and that to taste. If you don't like pepper, don't add it. But again, just give it a little mix up. And I think we're ready to get on with the cooking. So I've got my pan. I'll put it on a sort of medium heat. Now what I'm going to do is put a little bit of sunflower oil. You want a reasonable amount because you do need to have enough to really cook the chicken on sort of both sides. Now with the oil, if you want to give it a sort of nutty flavour, you can add a bit of toasted sesame oil. Just put a little bit of that in. You don't want too much because it is quite strong, that. And while we've got the pan warming up there, what I'm going to do is just drop some of these chicken nugget bits into some flour. So I'm just going to do that process. So it drops into the egg after going into the flour, and then roll it onto the breadcrumbs and try and get as many breadcrumbs as you can on there, because it makes it more yummy. So again, drop those in and keep doing those until you've done them all, really. So I reckon the pan's just about ready now, so I'm going to start popping those in. Again, just give them the final roll before you actually pop them in the pan there. So I'll just carry on doing that until I've got enough in the pan. I've got those in the pan. I've probably cooked them for about a minute. And what you want to do is, as I say, medium heat, and I'd say cook these for about 3 or 4 minutes on each side. We're about halfway through the cooking, so I'm just going to turn these over. They look really nice. So I cook those, let's say, for about another 4 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes. It depends on the size of the, the chicken, but just make sure they're golden brown on the outside and they're cooked on the inside. You can always pull one out and check it if you need to. So I finished cooking mine. You see they're really nice golden brown all the way round. Now what I'm going to do is serve these ones up, and then I'm going to carry on cooking the rest of them. I've actually done about 1/3 of the amount, so you've got to do 3 panfuls here, so more the merrier. So I'm just going to serve these up and put them on a bit of paper tissue on a plate and let them drain for a few moments. So I'm just going to serve them up. I'm going to use a little bit of tomato sauce there. Now I'll just show you first of all, we've got the draining off on a little bit of tissue, so that when you present them they're not oily and greasy. All different shapes. They look gorgeous. And you can see like that little bit hanging off. I'm going to eat that one. Looks really great. So I'm just going to pick on this one here. Look. Really nice coating. Really crispy. Nicely cooked inside. Let me just try that. Ah, I dropped that little bit. Here's another one. Now obviously, if you want to dip it in, it's got a little bit of ketchup there. I mean tomato sauce. But obviously you can use a bit of garlic mayonnaise. That goes really well with this. Let me try it. I love it. I hope you enjoy.